Hi everybody, welcome back. This is my project pan update for the month of August. Unfortunately, I don't have any empties this month, so no real big exciting updates for you in this video, but I will of course be talking through the 10 makeup items that are in this rolling project pan, and I'll just kind of give you a little whiz through as to how all these items are looking and the kind of progress I have made this month despite not actually finishing any items up. But sometimes that happens. Some months you get really good progress and you finish up a couple of items. Others, no empties, but you just make that steady, continuous progress. So let's kick things off with the concealers. I have two of them. They are both by Fenty. The first one is in the shade 150, and according to my notepad I wore this one 15 times last month, so every other day. And this shade is my foundation shade. This is the shade that I apply all over the face if I'm going to use it as a foundation, or I just spot conceal with this one. And I have been wearing both of these as like a foundation recently because I really want to get them used up. And I have noticed that with the shade 150 in particular, there's not a load of product coming out on the one now, and actually I'm not sure if you can see, but I'm starting to sort of see scrapings on the inside of the tube where there's not much product inside now. So I'm thinking that I'm starting to kind of get there with this one in particular. Haven't noticed that so much with shade 185. This one is for dark circles, so this one I use underneath the eyes. But that's a little bit surprising to me because I feel like when I use these just as concealers, I tend to get through more of 185 because my dark circles are worse than my blemishes. So I feel like I use more of the shade 185 compared to 150. However, as I'm using both of these as like a foundation at the moment, I do use them fairly equally. I don't really feel like there's a load of difference between the two. When they're on my face I can tell the shade difference, but I don't feel it necessary to have two different shades of concealer. So moving forwards, when I come to buy a new concealer in the future, I don't think I would get them like this where I get the same product but two different shades. I guess there is some truth in it because my under eyes are like a blue purple, so I suppose I would need a different shade compared to what I'd wear on the rest of my face, but I do find it a little bit unnecessary. I probably wouldn't really do that again. Shade 185 I wore 16 times, so just one usage more than 150. I don't really love these concealers much anymore. I feel like they're quite dry. They, to me, feel like they've kind of gone past their best. They're starting to get a little bit old now. So when I have been wearing them as a foundation, I have to buff them out straight away, and I do find that they're a little bit stubborn. I have tried mixing this in with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless filter, the Hollywood Flawless filter, that product, because it helps to make it a bit more luminous. But people who wear concealers as foundations, please let me know what your tips are, because I can't seem to make it look very natural. It looks quite dry, quite cakey, quite heavy on me regardless of how much I use. So I have kind of been struggling a little bit with that recently. So because these are starting to not be their best anymore, if I have not used these up by the end of the year, I'm going to declutter them. So that gives me September, October, November, December. It gives me 4 more months to work on these, so hopefully by the end of the year I would have used them up, especially as 150 is starting to feel like it is being used up. But yeah, wouldn't repurchase these. I don't think these are that great. I have a couple more Fenty products. The next two are bronzers. The first one is the cream bronzer in the shade Butter Biscuit. Really big pan on this. I'm finding it quite awkward to kind of get my brush around the edges and scrape enough to be on my brush. I reckon I've got a couple more months with this because that pan is rather big. This is a really lovely product. It's a really nice buildable, natural looking bronzer. The shade is really good as well. It's not too dark, it's not too orange or too red. However, the lasting power isn't great. I've got some on today and I did my makeup 2 hours ago I think, and I don't feel like you can see a lot of the bronzer. So a nice enough product, but again, like the concealers, I don't think I would repurchase this one. I would probably go for the Chanel one. I might try that one, or if I do a good cream bronzer. So I'm interested in shopping around for a new cream bronzer once this one has used up, because I like the texture of the cream. It's a really nice texture to work with. But a couple more months worth left of this one I think, and I used this one 14 times last month. Next bronzer is the powder one by Fenty in the shade Shady Biz. Don't think I've got much progress on this month. I only really used it 8 times last month, and I think that's because I had a powder bronzer in my Shop My Stash, so I was trying to kind of alternate between the two. I've got some of this in my crease at the moment. I haven't got any of this on my face, and again, like with the cream one, I feel like this one doesn't have a lot of longevity. I'll pop it on, it'll look nice. A couple of hours later, where's my bronzer gone? But saying that, it is a nice enough product to pan. It's one that I'm not thinking, oh, I've got to put that on, I don't want to wear it, I don't like it. I do like it, but I wouldn't repurchase it because of that longevity issue, because I feel like it doesn't last that long on my face. And judging by how much is left, I think I've got until the end of the year with this, if not a little bit longer. But if I can double up with wearing it on both my cheeks and on my eyes, I can get through that a little bit quicker. A product I'm very nearly out of is my highlighter by Becca in the shade Champagne Pop. Can you see how little of that is left? I'm really having to use quite a small brush to pick up the little bits of pan that are left. Now, some of this does flake away, so I am both using this up in terms of like wastage and also wearing it. I've got some on today. I feel like I've got quite a bit of a shine going on there. Pretty enough highlighter, but I'm not a highlighter fan, wouldn't repurchase this. Don't think I would really ever use a highlighter powder again in the future. I think if I was to repurchase or buy actually any highlighters in the future, I would go for a cream one. I feel like from what I've seen, they look a lot more natural. But in terms of powder highlighters, this one is the best one that I have used, but it's a little bit tricky when you have repressed it because it gets very crumbly. So just bear that in mind if you have this and you are kind of thinking about repressing it. I reckon I've got a month, 2 months max left of this one, and I wore it 12 times last month. My usage of my project pan items in August weren't too high, and I feel like I've kind of said this a lot recently, but that's just been because I had that allergic reaction on my face and I didn't want to be wearing loads of makeup and on a real regular basis. But we're in September now, my face seems fine, so I can start to wear makeup that bit more regularly. An item that I hoped I would have been done with by the end of August, is my NYX Eyeshadow Base, but this is clinging on for dear life. There is hardly any left in here now, so I really do think that this month I will be done with it, but I'm just getting out the last little dregs now, really having to like scrape the wand in the tube, and there's not much that is coming out now, so very, very close to using this one up. I highly expect to see this one in my empties, my September empties, and also an empty in my next project pan update. And last month I wore it 13 times. Next I've got my little MAC eyeshadow single that I keep in this custom palette, and this is in the shade Shroom, so a shimmery champagne ivory, that I only wore 7 times last month. That's really low. I think because I keep it in this palette, I keep it separately from my other project pan items. All my other project pan items I keep in this bag. This is my project pan bag. So there have been times where I've done my makeup with my project pan items, and because this is separate, I've completely forgotten to use this. So that's a little bit of a nuisance, but if I can just, you know, just try to remember to up the usage a little bit more. I've got a really nice big pan going on in this. I don't think it's any bigger from the last update, and that's probably just because I've used it 7 times. Hoping to be done with this by the end of the year. This is a really nice colour for when I want a real natural makeup, or if I'm really pushed for time and want a little bit of something on the eyes, I will pop this on. But I do also pop it underneath the brow bone a little bit and in the inner corners of my eyes as well. Next, another MAC item, it's my eyeliner in Teddy, so a fairly warm mid-toned brown with a little bit of shimmer in there. I wore this 13 times last month. I always used to really struggle with wearing pencil eyeliners on a regular basis, but I feel like I'm quite on it now with wearing an eyeliner. I've tight lined with this, so I don't feel like you can really kind of see it that much. On my lid I've got a liquid eyeliner, but if I don't want a load of eyeliner, I'll still just tight line with it, so I am using it regardless of what eyeshadow eye look that I'm going for. And where I've marked this on my sheet of paper to show my progress, I feel like the progress this month has been quite good, and it's been fairly steady over recent months. Not so much the month before, there was only a small change. But judging by how much is left, I'm going to say end of the year for this one, because apart from tight lining, I don't use it enough to warrant sharpening it on a real regular basis. If I can start to maybe layer it with the liquid eyeliner, that could be another way of helping use this up. I have tried putting this all over the lid and blending out, but I'm not keen on the colour of it when I do that. Much prefer it as it's intended, as an eyeliner. Next item, another MAC item, is my lip liner in Stripdown. I think I've got a good 2-3 months left of this one. This is a really beautiful warm orangey brown shade, a lot nicer on my complexion than Oak, I think. And I do have some of it on today with another lip liner, and it's just a really easy product to wear. Lip liners, especially when they're this kind of shade, I feel like are a really easy product for me to pan, and my progress from last month has been really good as well. However, the pencil is a little bit crumbly. There have been times where I've sharpened it and the pencil has just kept sort of snapping off. So there's a little bit of that, but I have been using this really regularly, and I do use quite a bit of it when I do wear it, because I wear it all over the lips. And I wore it 8 times last month. I thought it would be a little bit more frequently than that, but the usage of this has sort of shown on my tracker. Okay, and last item, no surprise to see that this is still in my project pan. My Estee Lauder Intense Nude Lipstick. I wore it 13 times last month, and that was primarily as a blusher, which is how I do tend to use this lipstick. And I tried to mark my progress with it, but the line was exactly the same as last month, which I don't quite understand because I have worn it 13 times. So no visible progress on this product. I'm really starting to feel like this lipstick will never end. So this month I am trying to double up and wear it both as a blusher and as a lipstick, and if I can do that, then hopefully, I was going to say by the end of this month, but actually probably by the end of the next month I will be done with it, because there's such little left. There's hardly any lipstick left, but it is just not going down, which is good because Estee Lauder lipsticks are expensive. So I think it's a testament to the colour payoff. You get great colour payoff, and also you get great longevity as well, so it's not a lipstick you need to keep reapplying. But saying that, I would actually like to be done with it so I can start panning something else. But a couple more months and then it will be done. So that was my update for August, so making some good progress. I'm hoping to be done with the eyeshadow primer by the next update. Ideally the lipstick, but you know, I'm not, holding out much hope for that one. And also maybe the highlighter, I might be done with that one next month as well. So hopefully I'll have a couple of empties to update you guys on for next month, but we will see how this month goes. Hopefully I will make a breakthrough with some of these products. But thank you for watching, hope you liked it, and I'll see you again soon for my next project pan update.